Avengers, and today I have a video that I mean to be quick, but it's probably going to drag out a bit. So Kabam made an announcement on their live stream yesterday that they are going to be temporarily changing war and potentially permanently changing it. And as I'm sure you all know, war is... it's kind of the thing that I live and I die by here at Cav. And it's kind of the... well, it's really the one thing that's really holding me to the game. So I just really enjoy the competitive aspect of it and being able to play alongside all of my teammates and competing and just playing the game on a really competitive level. So Kabam on the recent live stream mentioned that they will be changing the map to 10 defenders, basically turning it into raids. Each player has only one defender to fight, though, has 2 team slots, and so on and so forth. And it was received very negatively by Tier 1 players because of, well, we don't want to play raids, we want to play war. And so it's kind of what we're doing, and then changing it into war raids, and no one wants to play war raids. So in the lower tiers, I could see it possibly being accepted a little bit better. Maybe tiers like 3 through 4, but anything lower than that, then you never have a consistent 10 people joining each battle group anyways. So then you're not going to be exploring, and then you're not going to be completing the map. And I doubt anyone in tier 3 or 4 is going to be taking down some of these nodes that are meant to be taken down and just getting roadblocked on their one fight anyways, so it wouldn't even matter if they joined or not because they're just gonna use everything there. I don't know if they're keeping the same items or anything. They haven't really announced anything about it other than they're changing it to something that sounds extremely unpleasant. And I will let me go to my camera roll. Whoops. Wherever my camera roll is here, and find this post here. Kabam Crashed said, "Hey all, I understand the risk aversion from the group of players currently playing high tier war. I would try to ask you all to give it a chance. Right now, we only have it planned for one season. We don't have it penciled in for any future seasons at this time. Let's give it a try and see how it goes." Well, first off, I want to say that I don't understand why they're turning the game into a beta mode when they have beta servers and stuff that they have people participate in. That's my main thing. Also, if they just don't have the time to create a new meta for this upcoming season, then they could just replay this meta for a third season or have an extended off season to give themselves a little more time. That's understandable. They've done that in the past. That makes sense. What they're doing here is creating something completely different, replacing one of the most popular game modes for a lot of players and turning it into something that very few people will probably enjoy. And they recognize that very few people will probably enjoy. So they're taking our feedback and they're saying, we don't really care about the feedback. We're going to still run you guys through a beta, have you guys be our guinea pigs, and at the end of the season, when we receive your feedback that is the same as it was before the season, and we could have just left it as it is, then we're going to maybe change it back to what it was. So they want us to give it a chance. If they want to create a new game mode, I'm more than happy with that. But don't replace war, because raids, competitive raids, I guess you could call it that, isn't war. That's not war. That's not how we've known war for the last 10 years of playing this game. I took a 2-year break, but I've been playing this game for a very long time, and I've loved war the entire time I've been playing. And it doesn't change because low tier players don't enjoy war. Also, if the low tier players don't want to play war, then change this for tiers like 4 and 5. Don't change tier 1. Everybody in tier 1 is enjoying war. That's why we are in tier 1, because we want to push this game mode. So, like, we enjoy this game mode. We want to play this game mode. Why are you taking this game mode away from us? So, that is my main thing. Obviously, like, there's a couple more screenshots I'll share, or conversations I'll share, but I disagree with that first paragraph from Kabam Crashed as give it a chance. Okay, I would be happy to give it a chance if it's a different game mode. But what you're introducing to us is not war, and you are calling it war. And it's just incorrect, and it's very frustrating. Next up, he says, you say nobody is asking for change to AW, but actually lots of players are asking for change to AW. The people playing in Tier 1 are the survivors of the current system. Yes, we are the survivors of the system. We are enjoying the system, so leave it the same system for us, which is a very small part of the player base. Okay, I respect that. I respect that it's a small part of the player base. But with that being said, it is the part of the player base that enjoys it. So if the part of the player base that isn't enjoying it, you can change it for them. But Tier 1 clearly enjoys it, and we're pushing it at the most competitive level. So leave it the same for the people who are enjoying it and pushing it at the most competitive level, which is a very small part of the player base. As someone else in this thread mentioned, this might be better for low-tier alliances. Yep. If that's the case, we may end up in a future where top tiers play the existing format and lower tiers play this one. This is an example, but nothing is set in stone yet. Okay, then just make it that for now. Like, run your beta on the low tier guys who aren't enjoying it. You don't need to run the beta on the top tier who are clearly resisting the change. Like, if you respect the people who play your game, who pay you tens of thousands of dollars a year for some of us, then understand that we don't want this change when we tell you we don't want it. Like, that is, I probably shouldn't go off on an inappropriate side tangent, but let me see if I can think of an example. That's like for sticking a government official in office, and a couple of people choose one government official, and it's going to be bad for them, and then just sticking that person in because I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going with this. But basically what I'm saying is don't make everybody suffer when you could literally keep the top tier, Tier 1, even Tier 2, happy by leaving it the same, and then the people that aren't happy with it, give them the option to not have it. So probably cut out that side tangent I went on because it was a useless side tangent. Yeah, so this is, like, the solution is clearly to run your beta on the lower tiers who you are receiving the feedback that they don't like war, because clearly Tier 1 does like war because we push it at the most competitive level. Next he says, so again, give it a chance, and if it doesn't work, we won't bring it back. Part of trying to make the game more exciting means we have to be able to experiment now and then. I agree with that. I agree that experimenting is great, but you experiment on a beta server, not on the live servers, and you experiment. If you want to experiment on the live servers, don't take away the thing that the people love and give them an experiment that they'll probably not like and that they're voicing that they don't like. think that's common sense. I don't know if I'm like I don't understand how that's not common sense. Like, don't take away what people love and give them what they hate because you think that they'd love it. You can add another game mode. Yes. Add war raids. I'm more than happy with it. But don't make that the replacement. Give it an addition. And like, yeah, I get you don't want to give out more rewards than you have to, and you don't want to like give people more and upset the game economy. I understand the game economy has to stay in a certain level. Of course, upending like everything to people who can spend $800 on spring cleaning kind of upset the economy, where free to play now has 1-2 rank 4s and the spenders have 8. So that you guys also kind of shot yourself in the foot on that, but that's another tangent. But yeah, if rewards, what you're worried about is people getting too many rewards, then I get that. Just set the rewards lower for whatever. Yeah, okay, so there's that. Let me go to Line again and send the screenshot that I received. Or not even a screenshot, but a copy paste. So this is Karate Mike who said this. He said, at the end of the day, nobody has played the map yet. It's an experiment that lasts for only 1 season. Understandable, but that's still 6 weeks of people's lives that we would want to be doing something else. I wouldn't want to quit doing something that I love for 6 weeks just because of an experiment. I don't want that. Not only would I not want that, but I definitely do not want that. Feedback is great and always highly encouraged. Well, the community is giving you the feedback. You have received the feedback from the entire community. Despite what was said in here, feedback is read and taken into account. Well, if you read it and took it into account, does that not mean that you would listen to it? Like, the feedback is to leave it, not continue on with your test. We absolutely listen to high-level alliances. I don't want to call you a liar, Karate Mike, but you're a liar. Na and myself are both quite literally in this room with all the leaders of Tier 1. I respect that. But you say you absolutely listen to high-level alliances while ignoring the high-level alliances. I don't think I understand this. I have a lot of respect for Karate Mike, but this right here it's just incorrect. Like, you can't listen to the high-level alliances and have a solution that's possible, which is leaving it the same, and just ignoring that and claim that you listen, because that's not listening. That's hearing. It's not listening. There's a difference between hearing and listening. Okay. Next, that being said, feedback is much more meaningful when it's being given with an open mind after understanding and trying what the feedback is being given on. Okay, so give us details instead of just upending everything and then leaving it completely vague. That is, like, you guys are giving us a vague thing that sounds terrible and then just leaving us upended. Instead of calling something bad based off of a snap judgment. Because I understand that. I understand stepping back and taking a look at things. But we had something good and you want to take that away. And that's the thing. Like, just add a new thing. I don't care. I could care less. But don't take away what we love. Instead of calling something bad based off snap judgment. If the game team only made design decisions based around how we thought players would initially react, then the game would likely stay the same and never change. Almost nobody thought raids were a good idea, and now the majority of players are asking for raids to be active every week. I don't actually know of anyone who didn't think raids would be a good idea. I might be incorrect here, but I cannot think of anyone that wasn't at least semi-excited for raids and the raids rewards. Because everyone hates AQ, and that is like actually factual. Literally everyone hates AQ. And you implemented something that didn't have to feel like a full-time job and give the same rewards for the same or for easier things. Like AQ isn't competitive. Alliance War, that's the difference here. So like AQ isn't competitive. Raids aren't competitive. It doesn't matter for AQ and raids. For War, that is what War is. It is the competitive game mode. It is what people care about. Like, obviously, Battlegrounds as well, and you guys made some amazing changes with Battlegrounds. I am very impressed with that. It was a bit overdue, but like you guys hit the nail pretty much right on the head right there. So you didn't have to change the game mode to make it enjoyable. You just had to tweak a couple of the different parts of it. Whereas War, you are quite literally changing the game mode. Like, it is completely different. So yeah. People want raids every week because it takes half the time and has better rewards. Understandable. Next, it is very possibly a lot of people in Tier 1 won't like the format for Season 58. Yeah, because everybody's vocalizing that they don't like it. Impressed that you came to that conclusion. But it's also very possible that it may surprise you. Very much less possible. That's like going to the casino and thinking that you're going to hit the jackpot on the first spin from the slot machine because it is possible. No, not going to happen for 99.9% of people. Simultaneously reigning a spark of alliances or alliance war for the 99% of the community that doesn't fully engage with the mode. Okay, if 99% of the community doesn't fully engage with the mode, change it for that 99% and leave the 1% be. Like, I understand that it's stressful, or it's more like computing power to keep two separate game modes active. Like, that's understandable. You guys have made, what, 500 and something million so far this year, and it's not even halfway through the year. I think you can afford probably slightly better servers at this point, or whatever it'll need to keep that going. But you've also shown that you can run raids and AQ at the same time on the same servers without, okay, there's issues, but not that many issues. So you could run War and War raids at the same time without that many issues, I would assume. For 99% of the community that are leading to a deeper War expansion and competitive play for the game in the future, which is beneficial to everyone who loves the mode. I can see that. I can get behind that. But like, the solution isn't to change it for everyone. The solution is to change it for the few that are enjoying it, if I'm not correct, or the few that aren't enjoying it, if I'm understanding this correctly. And on what Kabam Crashed said, like, they realize that Tier 1 aren't excited about it, but the lower tiers might be, so implement it for the lower tiers. Another side tangent, not even a side tangent, but lower tier alliances. I have been in lower tier alliances. I have had many accounts in lower tier alliances. I have a brother who plays the game who's in a lower tier alliance. Lower tier alliances very, very rarely have all 10 people join. And if they do have all 10 people join, then you're not having 10 people strong enough to take even one defender that's a raid health pool and everything, so they'll just get stuck on the one fight. So, like, it's also shooting yourself in the foot. You're not fixing it for lower tier guys. You're making it the same thing, just a shorter version of it. You're making an abridged version of the shit show that is war for them. So, like, that's not the solution. Like, taking away backup, yay, your solution is to take away the backup and make it so that you don't have the ability to play the game still, because they weren't exploring war in the first place, and they definitely can't explore it still. So yeah, that's, for the most part, that's all I've got. I just want to voice that I'm very unhappy with it, and if they do go through with it, I am retiring from the game. I am very likely not going to be spending anything on this, or any units on this upcoming event, as the Heart of Fire event, because of the frustration that I have with the game right now. And once this Alliance War season is over and this Battleground season is over, it is very likely that I am going to be finally putting this game down for good, because they don't listen to our feedback. They hear it, but they aren't listening to it on this important topic. And so I don't need that in my life. I want to enjoy myself. I want to have a good time. And they are taking what I enjoy as a good time out. So I will post this video. I'll try to edit out a little bit of the more blank and uninformative sections of it. But I just wanted to let you guys all know what my opinion on this is. And if anyone from Kabam watches it, let them know how myself and pretty much everyone in Cav, I can't think of anyone who doesn't have the same opinion and feedback as me, and anyone who is in most of the top tier alliances. I host battleground tournaments for a lot of players, and there's people from, let me check my leaderboard really quick. Not season rewards, view leaderboard. There's people from GT who participate. There's people from Salty. There's people from LVT, SGA. For Loki, I don't know if I have anyone from For Loki still participating. CZSK, Noon, Faye. Don't know about anyone from Next. Loxy, don't know. But like 80% of these top alliances, and I haven't heard a single positive remark. I streamed today and had one person out of the 1,000 or so people who stopped by stream who mentioned that they are excited about the war changes. And that is a really low percentage of people who follow my community, at least. And I just wanted to, like, if you disagree, if you think it's going to be a great thing, feel free to mention it in the comments and let me know. Tell me what tier you're in, what you think about it. I'm more than happy to hear from what you guys, the rest of you guys, think. But from the communities and the areas that I'm in, I have heard one positive review out of several thousand negative reviews. And that seems like it does not seem like a very excited community to embrace this new format. So I will try and stream some more. I have a lot less excitement for the game though, and we'll see. I might not actually end up pushing this Battleground season like I had been planning, and we'll see how things go. But I appreciate you guys stopping by, listening to both a rant. I'd call it a rant, but I'd also call it just vocalizing my opinion on the matter. So I appreciate you guys. You guys have always been amazing to me, and I will maybe see you in the next one. We'll see. But if I can end my video, I will